Hi, thanks for taking the time to download this video off the site. This will get you familiar with the MP3Tech and the wireless track display. This is the MP3Tech. There are no moving parts. It's all designed strictly for a remote control MP3 player to meet the needs of a performer. This is the actual size of it itself right here. This is just a base from something else that I'm setting it on so it'll angle it up a little bit for the camera here. This is your well, it's not yours yet. When you purchase one, it will be. It is currently my wireless track display. These will come to you in black. I have a white one because during prototyping and whatnot, I used what was available. We have black cases now, so this was my original white display. All right. You can have up to 10 different playlists. Your playlist selector is right here. You can select your playlist up or down. And you've got only one reset button and an indicator LED. There's nothing else to worry about. You can have 10 different playlists, up to 100 songs per playlist. And your wireless track display will display the track that you are currently on, and the second line is the next track in the queue. So you always know exactly where you're at. And they will they will read out whatever you name your MP3 files. So you don't have to try and memorize a track number to a file. You'll actually get it in the name of the song. You see I have an A before that. Before the I have A, silent check, A, walk on. I just name my my MP3 files like that because it makes it easy to it kind of puts them in order for me. My early on music, earlier in my show, I prefix with A. Any of my closing bits or my walk-off music, I prefix with Z, and then I'll, accordingly on the order that I would normally do my show. And that'll make sense to you later. You don't have to do that, though. Okay, so here we go. We've got a green light. That means we're at the beginning of our playlist of playlist number 2. The functions on the remote. Here's your remote transmitter. You also get the included ankle switch with it. Ankle strap, magnetic, so you can do this hands-free. But here's how the functions work. If I were to hit button number 1, it starts the music playing. You won't hear anything because I'm on silent check, which is just a silent file that I use so that I can test my remotes before the show without sound coming through the speakers. So that's what I do. So that's it. That starts it. When the music's playing, your green light flashes. Hit it again. It pauses. It will pause at the end of each track automatically also, so you don't have to stop it. You only have to start your music. I'm going to cue ahead to my walk-on music, which is the next line here. Cue forward is button number 2. I push it. The LED drops out for a minute while it cues up. The LED comes on, and you'll see that walk-on now moved to the top line, so I'm at walk-on. The LED also turns red and will be red for the remainder of the playlist. It is only green when you're at the beginning of the playlist. That's your verification that you have reset to the beginning of the show. Okay. Now, you'll hear music this time. When I push button number 1, it'll start flashing. That's my music. Walk-on music. You'll see it will stop and pause automatically. I don't have to push a remote. It'll pause automatically, and it will update. Now I'm at my next track. All that's automatic for me. Kate and Edith is ready to play. The catch-up routine is next in the queue. If I want to skip Kate and Edith, again, I just hit button number 2. It will skip Kate and Edith and jump to catch-up. If I wanted to jump back, use 2 fingers on this, number 1 and 2, and it will skip back to the previous track. So that's your queuing. Queuing forward, cue back. You can pause, you can unpause. It pauses automatically at the end of the track. This is volume up. Button number 3, button number 4 is volume down. So you can turn the volume up and down also if you need to adjust that during the show. Another feature is, let's skip to the catch-up, or maybe Boom Boom is a longer song. So Boom Boom, I'll play Boom Boom. Another feature is the auto fade. If I were to have the music playing, I push number 1, the music starts playing. Now, if I want to do the early fade, anytime I push button number 2 while the music is playing, the music will fade out, cue up to the next track, and then wait for me to start it again. All right, which is great for walk-on music and things of that sort. So I push button number 2, the light drops out, the music fades out, After it fades out, it will queue up to the next track, which is my ESP routine. So you can hear the fade better on a larger sound system. I'm just using a small speaker and talking over it, but it's a nice smooth fade and fades out. So that's the remote operation of this. There are other features you can use on the player itself. So on the player, if I were to switch, wanted to go to playlist 1, for instance, which would be a different show, I click the button, it clicks it to playlist 1. The LED will drop out for a second while it reads every file in there, puts it in memory. Now I'm at a green light. I'm ready to go with playlist number 1. So you can have 10 pre-recorded playlists. Now you may get, and you make your playlist up on the software that you can download from the website. It's free software that's included with it. Very easy to make the playlist. We'll go over that in the next video. Okay, a new feature that we've added to the MP3Tech and is available for a free upgrade to current users is the playlist on the fly, I call it. Should you need to change a playlist on location or make up a playlist on location, you can do that with the MP3Tech, and it's easy to do. You don't need your computer with you. Here's how it goes. You always will do that on playlist 0. So you switch to playlist 0 would be your special playlist. Special playlist 0, the LED will drop out when you get to that. Alright? Now, once you're there, the LED is off. You push and hold the reset button and hold it until the LED goes on red. Let go of it as soon as it comes on red. It'll drop out for a second, it'll pull up your library of songs, and it'll come on solid red again. It'll also set you back at the beginning of all your songs in alphabetical order on your display. If you don't have a display, you can print your playlists out and you'll know the order they're in and follow along with your playlist printout. So you can still do it even without the display. It's much easier with the display, however. Now, all we do is I queue up to the song I want first on my playlist. And let's say I want my first song to be Pre-Show Mix, which is on the second line. So I push button number 2, which then will cue it forward to Pre-Show Mixes at the top. I want that as my first song, so I push the reset button over here. I push it just quickly and let go. The LED flashes and goes back to red. And now we have Pre-Show Mix as our first song. Now I'll cue to my next song with button number 2. I'll cue it once. I don't want to use the silent check, so I'll cue it again. I want to go to my walk-on music. So let's go, my walk-on music will be next. So I push the button here to enter that, push it, let go, it flashes, that is now entered. And then maybe it's a short show. They're not paying me enough, so I'm doing a short show. So let's queue up to Boom Boom. We're only going to do 3 songs on this just for the sake of not making this video too long. Alright, I push it, I enter it, and I enter Boom Boom. Boom Boom is now entered. So I've got 3 songs, my pre-show mix, Kate and Edith, and I'm sorry, my walk-on music, and then Boom Boom. That's fine for that playlist. Now I will push and hold the reset button until the LED goes off. All right, I push it, or until it comes back on. It goes off, comes on green, I let go, and it comes back to green. I'm at the beginning of that playlist now that we just made on here. That's how easy it is to do. Every bit as easy as any other playlist with any other software package. You can see we're at pre-show mix. If I were to cue forward in the show, walk on is next, and then boom boom is next, just like we programmed. So that is your playlist on the fly. You can change that as many times as you'd like. You can go back to, let's go back to playlist 1. Again, there are 10 different playlists, 100 tracks per playlist you can have on here. Now I'm going to go back, switch back again to playlist 0 and show you what else you can do. If you don't want to make a special playlist, when you go back to playlist 0, when that light goes out, just hit button number 1. Push button number 1 on your transmitter, and that tells the MP3Tech, I want to play the playlist that's on there now. I don't want to change it. By pushing the play button on here, the LED comes on. We're back at the beginning of the playlist that's already put in. So that kind of wraps it up for the operation of this. You can also, I don't want to go into it in detail, you can also change your overall track volumes by using this function and setting your volume with this dial, and it's very easy to do. That's in the instructions. All instructions are on the in the help menu, in the drop down menu of the playlist software that you can download off the same website.